Good evening, Lake Orion. Hope you're doing well. The weather's finally nice. It's been pretty beautiful. It's been great. Hope you're doing great as well. My name's Ian Witherspoon. I'm your host, and I am completely by myself. Oh, welcome to this edition of Between Taorminas. I'm Ian Witherspoon, between no one, by myself, riding solo today. Actually, the Twins, I think they're on their way. I think I persuaded them to come. They haven't left the house all day. They're in a deep, dark place. Per usual, my Oakview track team beat them in the tri-meet yesterday, and they just can only take so much abuse. So I think I persuaded them to come in. They should be here soon, but for now, just enjoy the peace and quiet. I'll just be talking directly to you. And the first thing we're going to discuss is the Detroit Pistons. And thankfully, our Joe Johnson and Joe Velez and Tessa were all at the Pistons press conference welcoming Stan Van Gundy. Last week, I believe we touched on the fact that it was rumored that Stan Van Gundy was offered the position of president, head coach. Well, he signed, and our ONTV cameras were there rolling, and we got a little clip for you folks of some of the better moments from the Stan Van press conference. So tune in and enjoy.
This is the defining moment. It is the most important decision we have made as an organization. Not only did we hire a coach and president of basketball, we are resetting the culture of the franchise. I am convinced, and I'm so confident that this is going to work. We both have the passion for it. I know he's going to be as prepared as ever when it comes to any decisions we're making, whether it's on the floor or front office decisions. I'm sleeping better. I told you guys before, I do lose sleep at night worrying about this community and making sure it delivers for you guys. And I can tell you I'm sleeping better, having Stan.
There's really three things about this job that excited me. The first thing was the commitment of Tom and the ownership group. It was really evident when we first sat down. Tom's a Michigan guy. He takes this very personally. He really views the Pistons as a community asset and sees it as our responsibility to bring this organization back to prominence. And I was just impressed with their commitment, Tom and his partners. The second thing was, I think that the position gives us the chance to create the most unified organization in sports. That's what the dual role is all about. I came into the NBA in an organization like that in Miami with Pat Riley running it, and I think there's tremendous advantages there. And I think you will find as we go forward that ownership, front office, coaching staff, that everybody is on the same page. I should include Dennis and his group on the business side, that there's going to be great synergy here, that we're all working toward the same thing. And then finally, the Detroit Piston tradition. There are not many coaches that walk into their practice facility every day or walk into their arena every night and coach where there is multiple championship banners hanging and the retired numbers of 8 phenomenal winning players, a tremendous executive in Jack McCloskey and an owner in Bill Davidson, 10 retired people. I have tremendous respect for that legacy, and I intend to work as hard as I can every day to uphold the legacy that those people have created.
Yeah, so Stan Van, Tom Gores, very interesting press conference. I'm just really glad that Tom Gores can sleep better at night because his general well-being is of high concern to me. No, in all seriousness, though, I do like the move. I wish the Twins were here right now to talk about it, but Tom is completely trusting of Stan Van Gundy. I'm not, but I like the move of having, especially with this team, where they're at, of having one voice, one mission, one culture. It's not sporadic. It's not a different coach every year. Stan's the guy for the next 5 years, unless, of course, he gets fired or decides he can't handle the coaching duties and goes ahead and hires somebody else. But I think this will shift the culture to being a little less player-oriented, more coach-oriented. The NBA is a very player-friendly league. The players kind of run the team, which is just not how you build success. That's why in the NBA there's a select few teams that have actually won championships in the past 20 years or in the history of the league for that matter. So to have a real strong personality and a strong basketball mind at the helm, I think will really help this Pistons franchise because it is a proud franchise. They do have banners, and we know the fan base can be very passionate. We know they have great fans going back to 5, 6, 7 years ago when they consecutive sellouts at the Palace. It was a great place to be. It was the spot to be. It didn't matter that it was up in Auburn Hills and it wasn't in the city. People traveled and it wasn't an issue. So overall, the move of Stan Van Gundy, I think, is a good one. It makes the Pistons relevant again. Who's watching them with John Lawyer at the helm or Lawrence Frank or even Mo Cheeks? I mean, there was some excitement around Josh Smith and whatnot coming in, even though he didn't fit, unfortunately. But hopefully Stan, can do something with this roster. There is some talent there. Greg Monroe's a free agent. Don't see him re-signing here, especially with Smith. I'm not quite sure why they didn't trade him when they could have. One of the two. Why didn't they trade? I have no idea. But that was Dumars at the helm. Now it's Stan Van Gundy, and I really think this is a good move. So glad our cameras were there. Thank you to Joe Johnson and Joe Velez for going out and splicing that up. We really appreciate that. I'm not going to holler and scream about anything. That's not my bit. But when the Twins get here, I'm sure we'll have some opinion that they I think they like the move, though. Yeah, so I think that's about it for Pistons talk. When we come back, we're going to get into the Tigers a little bit, so stay tuned.
own a Habitat home?
I love working on my Habitat home.
Soy dueño de una casa de Habitat.
My neighbor is a Habitat homeowner.
Being a Habitat homeowner has changed our lives.
My mortgage payment for Habitat is less than what I paid for rent.
Habitat for Humanity of Oakland County currently has homes available, with mortgage payments lower than most rent payments. If you or someone you know needs decent and affordable housing, call 248-338-1843 or visit our website at habitatoakland.org.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas on ONTV, where I'm between no one and there are no Taorminas. But we think they'll be here shortly. Hey, here we go. Nice and lowly, nice and quiet, peaceful. You folks can keep the volume at a reasonable level. You don't have to turn it way down for Sam. Not yet, anyways. But I want to get into the Tigers. Wanted to discuss what I think is the best team in baseball. Of course, I'm biased, but you know their record kind of speaks for itself as well. Last night they had a game in Cleveland where, by all accounts, they were down and out. Corey Kluber was pitching pretty well. They had an issue with the plane where they could have been tired, whatever. I'm not going to go crying for millionaire baseball players, though. But they showed up, clawed their way back again and again. Top of the ninth, J.D. Martinez hit his first home run as a Tiger. That was good to see. I'm sure there was not only a sigh of relief for the tying of the game, but Martinez was kind of brought up because he was tearing the cover off the ball. He hit 10 home runs in the first month at Toledo. So that was pretty remarkable. And to see him go to straightaway center last night off of Corey Allen, something. Cleveland kind of stinks, man. It stinks because we thought they'd be something, you know. It's great to run away with the division. It's great to hammer these teams, but there's no respectability in the AL Central right now. It's still early. We all thought Kansas City would be something. We thought Cleveland would be something. They won 92 games last year, and they made the play-in game. Terry Francona is a pretty great manager. I'd say he's one of our best we've got right now. And it's kind of disheartening to see Cleveland, the stadium empty. I don't even know how many games under 500 they are. They have talent, but you know they don't have a closer. Their starting rotation is interesting. You know, Salazar is trying to work his way back. He's a guy that they thought they could rely on. Trevor Bauer called up tonight, though. He came from a trade with the Diamondbacks. He was a highly touted prospect over in Arizona, and he hasn't panned out so far, and he's got a tall order tonight going against Justin Verlander. So you would tend to think that that the cavalry has arrived. The boys are here.
He's been hosting the show the entire time. Are you hosting the show?
Get on the mic.
Are you hosting?
We're live.
Goodness gracious.
We're live.
Goodness gracious.
You can't sit on the mic. You got to put it on.
All right.
Here,
I
here.
want to know what I think on the Tigers.
No. Hey,
Yeah?
pause it for 1 second. We talked Pistons before you got here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Our cameras were at the press conference with Stan Van Gundy.
Really?
Yeah, what do you guys think? Because last time we talked, it was just rumor about Stan Van. Now he's here.
Scary thing, because here's
Why?
why. Stan Van Gundy is going to be, if you look at Stan Van Gundy,
I'm looking at him.
you look at what he's going to do. He's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But with Stan Van Gundy, it's you know, if they keep the 8 pick tonight, which that's going to be tough.
That's what, you know,
If they don't keep it tonight, they're screwed, big time.
why are they screwed? They're not necessarily screwed.
Because they don't have a first-round pick in the draft, and this is a deep draft class.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Stones, if you look at it, they should keep the 8th pick. I think that they have an opportunity to draft somebody special if they choose to. I think that the Pistons should take a look at wanting to keep a very good, or they should look at wanting to add on to a piece. You know, get somebody in here that can be a difference
They need
maker.
scorers.
Yeah.
You know, they need guys that can score and shoot the ball.
Need scorers, yeah.
Stan's a smart guy. You think he would get that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think of the fact that he's the boss and he's the coach? How do you like that?
I like it a lot because he controls his own operation. They have it in L.A., they have it in San Antonio. I mean, the coach controls the decision-making and everything.
I think the NBA is a league where it can work.
Yeah, it can
You know
work
what
in
I mean?
this league, yeah.
Especially when you got a guy completely obsessed with winning.
Right.
'Cause that's what it's all
That's
about.
what Stan Van Gundy is.
He wants to win. He's a proven winner.
Yep.
I like Stan Van Gundy. Also, the size. Also, it's very.
He used to coach in Miami and Orlando.
I've always liked Stan Van Gundy. Great coach.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Good to hear it. Well, let's move on to the Tigers then. Last night, you know, as I mentioned, they clawed their way back. They did not look in that game at all, but they somehow managed to keep tying it
You know,
up.
here's the thing. It's tough when you have to play an 8:05 game, like Sunday night game. And then you got to play a 7:05 game
And
the
their
next
plane
night.
was broke.
And their plane broke. So everything was stacked against them.
Right.
You know, and
Smiley did not pitch well.
Smiley didn't pitch well. I mean, like, and still, this tells what type of team they are. And I just think with the Tigers right now, you know, you have to lose some. It's only 40 games into the season. I mean, you got a big lead in the AL Central right now, for God's sake.
27-13.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, that does sound nice.
14 games above 500.
Yeah, and
It's early.
It's early. I agree. I know. High five.
I can't believe I'm going to
I
high-five
can't
you.
believe I'm high-fiving you either.
Wow.
I know.
All right.
Anyways, the Tigers have done very impressive. The Tigers are, this team, right now is not even peaked yet. This team is not even peaked yet.
Yep.
And they're playing some very good baseball right now. Detroit fans, go and see your Tigers. This could be something special.
It's kind of funny.
1984.
They better be careful and not be like the 05, 06 Pistons, in which the Pistons had the best record, and then they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to the the Cleveland Cavaliers?
That was
Miami Heat.
Miami Heat, my bad.
05. They went to the finals again and lost to San Antonio.
Yes.
Run by Popovich and Duncan
But
and
I
Parker.
just think Tigers better be careful and not run it like what the Pistons are. You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's dangerous.
Baseball is a very long season, too. How you guys doing? You all right? You feeling good?
Just got from the city meet, you know what I mean?
Well, we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes.
I'm fine. I mean, I think it's good to understand, your kids come first. And I think that's one of the things that
we'll get into it.
You do.
We'll get into it.
Okay.
Third segment's reserved.
All right.
For something spicy.
Something spicy.
No call-outs, but we got track. All right?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
With this Tigers team, though, guys, isn't it ironic? I don't know. Do you guys listen to 97.1 a lot?
Listen from time to time.
Yeah? Did you hear it all today? Were you able to listen to it all today?
I wasn't able to today. I had work on
I listen
practice.
from time to time.
It just seems like when things are going good, no one calls in.
Doug Karsh, I'm going to be honest with you. Doug Karsh, he said this right. Everybody's waiting when things go wrong. When things go right, everybody's so happy, you know what I mean? Everybody's happy. When things go wrong, that's when everybody's talking about. They attack, they bash. It's sort of like what they're doing. I mean, like, everybody's not attacking this team right now. The Tigers have Verlander pitching tonight. I mean, like, if he struggles tonight, then there might be a problem. But the Tigers had a successful road trip so far.
6-1.
6-1.
Yeah,
I mean, and
they swept Boston. They've swept Kansas City before that. I mean, the Tigers are sweeping teams that they're sweeping the teams they should beat, and they're also beating teams that they shouldn't beat, like Boston.
Oh, they should be beating Boston right now. They're under 500. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, still,
but maybe not
to get
sweeping.
vengeance on Boston like this, it was beautiful. It was beautiful pitching, beautiful hitting. Victor Martinez is the MVP in this series.
So far.
Or MVP so far.
Yep.
That guy is the one that is driving the Tigers. No offense to Miguel Cabrera, but V-Mart is.
You know what the Tigers are doing this year? Stealing bases. Ian Kinsler is very interesting. I think he's proven to be very.
Tigers
very
are
great
winning
piece.
the Prince Fielder trade with Ian Kinsler. The Tigers are winning so far.
Absolutely.
Be curious to see what happens. I don't think Prince will be playing at Texas series.
It stinks.
Stinks.
Wanted to see him back in the Motor City,
I think a lot of us.
I know he hated the right field at Comerica. But
he doesn't appear like it in Texas either. He's only got 3 homers.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
I know.
Baseball's a weird sport, isn't it?
I know.
It is a weird sport.
Life's weird in general.
Yes.
It is.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're gonna talk about said track meet and fill you in on what happened last night. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Sean Belligian from Fox 2 and State Champs, and when I am in Lake Orion, I do not miss Between Taorminas. You want to know what's going on locally? How about that Lake Orion hockey team? They've got quite the program going. Go check out Between Taorminas.
Hey, Sammy, Anthony, and Ian, this is Dan Miller from Fox 2 News and the voice of the Detroit Lions. Congratulations on 2 years. A lot of shows don't make it that long, but you guys are obviously doing the right thing, so way to go. Keep it going. Keep doing what you do, and we look forward to talking to you again next year when you hit another anniversary. Until then, we'll talk to you soon.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas, where I'm finally between Taorminas. There we are. So, off the top, I just want to say, thank God we had nice weather for the tri-meet, huh?
Yes, we did.
And it was an enjoyable day. Results aside, it was a good day for Lake Orion, huh?
great day. I mean, like, you got to look at, of course, you know, a lot of good times, a lot of good, you know, 7th and 8th graders, very good times yesterday, I thought, from all three sides. That I'm going to love that 400. I love that, you know, besides the shot, you know, I love that 400 race between your girl Eaton and my girl Bethany Eaton and Melissa Simmons from Scripps. That was a good race, I thought, and I thought that was one of the best attractions right there in the girls, in my opinion.
I think there was a lot of good things that came out of the meet. I think I would encourage a lot of those kids who participated to go out and do track for Coach Ford and Coach Hatch, Coach Roberts, and you know, all the other coaches
of course,
out
Dave
also,
Hudson.
And also for Coach Hudson and Coach Debbie and the girls. And I would definitely encourage them to go out there for track. If you look at you know, Coach Stanford is one of the best. I'll say this right, maybe the best. I'm not going to say maybe. I'm going to say the best coach in the business. If you look at kids will go out there, run for him. He's a mentor. He's an icon. I mean, who would not want to go out and run for Coach Ford?
Regional championship, state championship, you know, county 2 years in a row.
But that's because the kids buy into Coach Ford, his system, and, you know, they really, really love Coach Ford. It's a truly family atmosphere. And if you look at it, let's be honest, it starts at the middle school level. And a lot of credit goes to the coaches, you know, Coach Kraft, Coach Z, Coach Lieblein. Very family atmosphere, very family oriented. You know, a lot of those are three very, very successful programs that are, you know, that combine into one big Lake Orion school. You know, unlike Clarkston, you know, they're all together throughout. You know, but when the Lake Orion schools come together, that's a very dangerous team right there. And all sides, whether it be in the sprints, the throws, the jumps, the distance running. I mean, it's beautiful for Lake Orion.
You know, cross country and track is one of those things where, kind of when you're a part of it, you do feel like you belong. You know, nothing against the other sports, but other sports have their stars.
Right.
And
I agree. That's true.
The sidelines. You know what I mean? With track, with cross country, everybody participates. They might not all get a medal.
No.
But everybody
participates, and that's what that's what the goal is. Everybody participates. Everybody, you know, do your best. You know what I mean? Just do your best. You know, you can't be lazy at practices. You can't be.
I think the fact that everybody gets to participate, that is the beauty of having not just a dual but also a city meet. If you look at meets like the mascot meet or like the Oakland County meet where you're forced to choose people, you know, that's tough on a coach because coach really wants everybody to get involved and participate. I think most coaches are like that, and you know, and I think all three of our coaches prefer to have all of our kids. If you look at it in the city meet, between the city meet and the league meet a few years ago, the mascot meet, whatever. You know, our three coaches chose to have the city meet over the league meet. And I think a lot of it is all three coaches want to have all the kids get involved. And I think that's a credit to all three of the coaches.
I think that too, because like, be honest with you, you know.
Please.
It doesn't have to be where you have the most elitist athlete.
Right.
You can have a kid, you know, let's say with a disability even, you know what I mean? You coach him up, you know what I mean? Coach him up, you know, him or her up, you know what I mean? And they try their best to be successful, and that's the beauty of what track does. It brings people together. It makes for new friends. It makes for old friends. You know what I mean? It even creates bonds that will last for thousands of years.
I look at a great story that we had in high school. Pontiac Northern, Lake Orion finished second in that meet, but yet we congratulated each other like we won first. You weren't at that meet, Ian.
Where was I?
You didn't do track at that time. Oh. But I mean, that family atmosphere. I mean, it's the family. But I mean, we're all indebted to Coach Ford. You know, we all do this because Coach Ford, because we love it, and that's the beauty of it.
You know, this is a lot of good, positive energy, a lot of fluff, a lot of loving, touchy-feely stuff, and I love it.
How about in those throws? But
wait, I got one thing. And I didn't think we were going to do a call out today, but I felt it in my heart where I wanted to.
Let me respond to this. Thank you.
To call somebody out. Can I borrow those for a sec?
No.
Let me just borrow.
No.
Come on.
No.
Sam, we're on live TV. Let me just borrow the glasses.
No, call him out.
I'd look way cooler with the glasses on.
No.
All right. This person I'd like to call out. Persons. I've been annihilated by him for a couple years now. But it's time. The time is finally right where he can get his just due. And this call out goes to Anthony and Walden Track.
Uh-oh.
Why? Very simple. You're all brats. That's right, Easy.
Uh-oh.
I said it.
No.
These kids, these sweet, precious, innocent angels came into my home and were blatantly disrespectful.
What?
Because of one man, Anthony.
Wow.
He put hate, spewed venom into these innocent 12-year-old kids. And they came in here like rabid dogs, tearing up my grass, calling me names. They basically spit in my face for hours. And it was nearly unbearable. I'm glad I walked out there alive and can stand before you today and have the courage to speak with you about the terrors of Walden Track. And I know he's breathing down my neck right now, and I know he's going to lash out, and I'm scared. But you're all, I'm telling you live right now on public TV, so when I turn up missing, you know who, okay? I might be buried underneath Walden's Track come tomorrow, but I had to say it. Thank you. Got him.
Let me respond to that, please.
Uh-oh.
Ian Weatherspoon.
Uh-oh.
The cat man.
Yeah.
Who dresses up like a kitty cat.
So?
You know, for him to have the audacity to make fun of my throwers and my track team.
Didn't make fun.
For having the audacity.
He did. Yeah.
Didn't make fun.
To say that I spew hate amongst my kids? No.
Towards me.
To spew hate towards Ian?
Yep.
Not towards my kids.
No.
But towards Ian? You know, here's the saying, in my opinion. The cat man gets what he deserves.
Ooh.
Why? Simple. Look, he dresses up like a cat. Who would dress up like a cat? Who would dress up like a cat and basically make a fool of himself? And also at the same time, he cost the Detroit Tigers the World Series.
Not me.
I'm glad that Sammy ended up calling him out the way that he did. I remember, if anyone deserves to get called out, it's Ian Weatherspoon for wearing a Catman suit. Thank you. Oh, and God bless my kids, and God bless Walden Track.
You know, I'm very surprised we didn't talk much about my kids. You know what just
All right, that's all the time we have for today, folks. Thanks for joining us on Between Taorminas.